quarter century.
Diving. 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 Diving.
He's not a man. There's nothing more to say.
Diving.
Hey, yo, let's connect politics. Ditto. Man, welcome back to Diving for Glory, the podcast that looks at football as an obsession. This is episode 25, and I'm your host, Pep Corciola. Shoulder the boulders and stay colder than an 83 Toyota in Minnesota. Sir Solomon, what up? This week, man, we got 2 rounds of huge EPL action to cover where North London dominates the day of discussion. Conte loses some more of his lost but found hair. Draws for the big homies in La Liga. A feisty festival in Monaco. Day 1 Champions League knockout round preview. And as always, the prestigious and egregious D4G awards section. Don't forget, Diving for Glory posts every Tuesday on iTunes and divingforglory.com. And now you can also find us on YouTube. Man, hit subscribe, son. Follow us on Twitter at Diving for Glory and Facebook as well. Follow it, hashtag it, like it, thumbs down it, whatever suits your boots, man. Boom. All right, sip of water, adjust the cup. Jerseys tucked, boots laced in your face. Diving for Glory, let's go.
Yep.
All right, we're going to start it off. North London. Tottenham had 2 huge matches in a very short time frame. They hosted United at home. Then they went away to Anfield and played Liverpool. 2-0 over United, 2-2 Liverpool. Talk about it, Sir Solomon.
The defender they got in the summer that we patted them on the back for, yeah. The question around town is, can Davinson Sanchez play football? Or is he part of the genuine Sissoko cool of looking the part?
Sure does look the part. Looks nice when he has the ball under his feet, and then it comes tracking back.
Yeah, I think
actually doing some defending.
Getting used to the speed of the Prem. But let's start on a more pleasant note for Tottenham. And in a time that was shorter than your intro rap, they had already scored on Manchester United. 11 fucking seconds was what it took. Although at kickoff, Harry Kane had crossed the halfway line, so technically it could have been an offside.
Really?
Because all players are supposed to start on their own half until the ball is kicked off. So it could have been. Never is called, but according to the rules, that goal should not stand.
All right, so that's one goal that was offside. We'll talk about some more later. But yeah, man, they stuck it to them. Go ahead.
Offside or not, though, it was a well-executed, practiced play. Like, the kickoff, you kick it backwards. The strikers run as fast as they can down the field. You hoof it to them, old school English, route 1. And then he nods it down. Eriksson with a wicked finish. Like, I wasn't trying to, take away from that whole play because it's excellently executed and got Manchester United completely flummoxed. So, big up Tottenham for making it work.
Well, it was certainly, from a neutral's perspective, the best thing that could happen. Tottenham scoring first,
right,
as Mourinho. It was an away game, and probably we're going to sit back. Paul Pogba played in a more defensive role here to acquiesce a little bit for Sanchez, starting his first game for United. How'd that play out, man?
About the same way it played out when they moved Messi further back in Argentina so that he could help Tevez play. Badly. You don't move the better players so that some guy gets... Pogba is not a defensive stalwart. He's not a good defender. If you put him back, that's the problem. If you remember over the summer when we watched Portugal with Ronaldo romping about a year ago.
Yep.
The French team could never get Pogba to really show his worth because they were playing him essentially as a defensive midfielder. This has been proven to be terrible. And Mourinho wanted him to sit back, even though they're already getting attacked. The midfield is getting completely overran by Tottenham. And I don't know, like the game when Tottenham has 22 shots and Manchester United has 6, Pogba's defense is not the issue. Why does Manchester only have 6 shots when they moved Pogba out for this shooter?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, it's not necessarily their defense being the issue as much as it was just like he wasn't there to help them attack at all. He was pretty much a ghost. Got pulled off early in his game at 60th minute or so. It's tough out there.
Yeah,
for Mr. Pogba.
Once Phil Jones had added the own goal,
Yep.
Mourinho was in scapegoat mode. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't really, like, unless Pogba was having like a blast of a game and he was doing big things, he needed somebody to pull out and make look like shit. And that's the reason we lost. You know?
Nice.
If you look at Tottenham, Son, who's been a very good player and has done a lot this season, had a 6.7 rating. No other Tottenham player was lower than 7.1 against Manchester United. And then if you look at Manchester United, only Valencia is higher than 7.1. No Manchester player has, you know?
For a team United to be down 2-0 in the 28th minute, you would think that they would find their attacking foot. They were totally overran in this game. 22 shots by Tottenham to 6 by Man United. Like, that's 6.
But
6 by Manchester United.
I know. 3 on target. And it's not
50%,
even,
man.
and if you look at, like, Tottenham had 15 completed dribbles to Manchester United's 9. You know, like, they dominated. And the thing about you would think Manchester United would get back into it, Jose Mourinho, you up on him. They don't really get back into it. His whole game plan is based on the shutout.
Mm-hmm.
And putting that kind of pressure on your team, I can see why players like Pogba and Lukaku and stuff get the freezing when the moment gets rough. Because, like,
you haven't touched the ball all game. I mean,
it's not even as that. Like, when you haven't touched it, and then what the few chances you get, like we've talked about before, become premium. You know, so it's like, why didn't he make that pass? Whereas you watch a Manchester City game, people are missing left and right. They make passes, miss passes, but their objective is to create so many opportunities that we're not sitting here saying, what happened to that pass? Why did he miss that shot?
Yep.
And I don't see that as being conducive for a player like Pogba to grow and become what he can.
No, I agree, and we are totally a broken record when it comes to Jose Mourinho. Like,
right?
And everybody knows it. And the best part about it is that this comes like the day after the contract extension.
Oh yeah, when he claimed the treble.
Yes, we compete for everything in 2020 after winning three titles last year.
It is difficult winning 3 titles in your first season, but we did that.
Yeah, okay, buddy. So, you know, for Tottenham, that was a major, you know, seeing that they lost at Old Trafford 1-0 earlier in the season. This is a major win for them. And so 4 days later, they trot on out to Anfield in a lethal up and down Liverpool team. Fascinating game, man.
It was like circus, a party, a football game, all rolled into one, man. Like, there was controversy, goals, hilarity, idiocy, everything. Like, I highly enjoyed this game. The only thing there wasn't was a winner.
It's true, man. It's true.
Mo Salah.
Mm-hmm.
KDB's doing his thing, but if we were to recount who I think is the player of the season, Mo Salah lately has been really making a big push. He's the third fastest to 25 goals in Liverpool colours. He did it in 32 games, which is unheard of. And he hit Tottenham up for 2, one of which we're going to talk about in depth, but he's been putting this team on his back. Roberto Firmino, he does a lot of pressing. He's good. Mane is going through a slump. But Mo Salah really came. He took it to them. He hit them up once in the first half.
Third minute.
Yes. Sorry about that. You know, after watching an 11-second goal, third minute feels like the third
An
quarter.
eternity. Yeah. No doubt. It took a long time to the 80th minute for the equalizer to come from Victor Wanyama, and boy, was it an equalizer, man.
Substitute Victor Wanyama, who has been gone for a while, came back, and motherfuck did he come back. That goal is spectacular, made in Kenya. Yeah, really appreciating it.
You know, I have to really say that I was surprised. I mean, you're surprised here. You look at Tottenham dominate possession away to Anfield against Liverpool. I mean, one of the most stout defenses, offenses in the league.
Dominate possession. Their pass accuracy, 12% better. They have 80%, which is kind of standard for a good team these days, is at least 80%. And Liverpool was like at 68%. Like you're giving the ball away too much.
So as a City fan, I'm here. I'm praying for this draw.
I wanted the draw so bad. I
Victor Wanyama, and then I felt in my heart, man. I said, "This is 2-2. This is a 2-2 game." And sure enough, man, stoppage time comes, and Mo Salah turns into.
No, he skipped a point. He skipped one move.
Yes.
It was almost 2-1 Tottenham.
Yes.
Harry Kane had a
Yes.
controversial penalty that he was offside on, and still got the penalty. And Karius, who actually has been serviceable lately, makes a penalty save.
Yeah.
From which point,
Ball don't lie, though, man. That was definitely offside, in my opinion.
in everybody's opinion, like it's a fact that it was offside. It was a bad call that should never have happened, and big up Karius for saving it.
I've read some things that said that was not offside because it was a deflection, and he would technically be on. Even it was something weird, man. It was like a new spin on the rule.
Because just random deflections are not that do not make you onside.
No, I agree.
It's if the defender makes the play, right?
Yep.
Anyways, we think it is, so fuck him.
Yeah, that shit was offside, man. Fuck that. So
Anyway.
yeah, I was glad to see him miss that. So then Mo Salah comes back.
Messi Salah.
Yeah, pretty much. And you know, out of all that, man, like he got one lucky bounce, but the finish though, the fucking just lift it right over Lloris. Woo.
In the calm, dude, the guy just makes you kind of chill. He moves so fast, and yet he feels like he's kind of strolling around. He's got the cool vibe about him. But we thought he had it. 2-1, injury time, Mo Salah, pop. No. A man who has been, until that point, having a spectacularly good game. I guess you can't say spectacularly good. A spectacular game. Virgil van Dijk decided he wanted on it.
Apparently, you can't kick players while they're in the box, even if you're just trying to clear the ball.
I know. What kind of follow through are they talking about when they try to justify what he's doing? Like, they're like, oh, if you kick the ball and the player is there, it's like, yeah, if it's incidental, but you can't just follow through forever.
I mean, you got to give it up to Lamella, man. He did a real good job of just kind of jumping in there real quick and initiating that contact.
But
it's a foul. It's a foul. It's a foul in the box.
And that is what a top tier forward in all the leagues will do in that situation. All of them. Like, you're trying to, like, if you're 2-1 down in injury time, you're going to go down.
So Mr. Harold Kane steps back up very confidently in the 95th minute.
Second chance to get his 100th Tottenham goal.
Nails it.
Yes, indeed.
And I mean, literally, that was it. And that was it. They blew the whistle after that.
Fair result. It's what I wanted. It's what the game deserved.
No,
I liked it.
it was good. Got to see Klopp celebrate like a crazy man. That's always fun.
I know. It's hilarious to me when you're like, oh my God, they must have won. Oh no.
No, sorry.
Take that back. Take that celebration back.
Couple notable things, man. No Sissoko in this game. That's a good thing.
That's a great thing. I hope there's no Sissoko in the Premier League.
Oh man, there was some good saves in this game too. It was a fun game, man. All in all, though, from Tottenham's perspective, you got to look at that as a 4 points from
That's a successful week.
That's a successful week.
4 points against Manchester United, 3 points against Manchester United, which is a team that has historically been like an albatross for them, and a point away at Anfield in a game where Mo Salah hit you up twice and you missed the penalty. You should be very happy coming home with 4 out of 6 points.
Absolutely. Tottenham sit 5th, 49 points, 2 points behind 3rd place Liverpool, and 7 points behind 2nd place Manchester United. Very interesting there. That was a major week for Tottenham.
Yes.
We're going to shift it up, though. Take you to that little fiery festival I mentioned earlier in Monaco. Monaco hosting Lyon. This was a crazy first half of a game. 3-2 Monaco, man. Talk about it.
Yo, Monaco came out of the gates, hype, they ball.
They came out the gates and got smacked around a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Shit.
Yeah, Lyon. The Lyonnais?
Olympique Lyonnais.
Yeah, the Lyon.
Came out quite bon.
Nice. You've been working on your shit, I see.
Right.
Yeah. They came out.
Mariano and Bernard Traore, who actually hasn't been having the best season since coming over from Ajax, but he had a not so regular start, and they jump out. Lyon gets a 2-0 lead. Quickly pegged back by Keita Balde, who is apparently a very interesting person, because that's when his day got really busy.
Yeah, so I just want to mention that the Mariano goal is a crazy. He's like outside the box and he like curls it in off a bounce, and the fucking the goalie literally just jumps into the post, injures himself, out for the game.
Apparently in France, as shitty as this league is, you can bust a move on goalkeepers and literally end them. This is like the second or third time this season a goalkeeper has fucking got pulled because of a fucking play.
Post, dude. Oh, man.
Concussion protocol.
So Balde comes down, 31st minute, brings it back 2-1. They were already down 2-0.
Good job, Balde.
Yay.
And then,
Mr. Falcao.
No. Keep talking about some Balde. What he did after the goal.
Oh no. There was in between that though. Falcao missed the penalty.
Oh yeah.
On a dive, may I add, but hit the rebound. So now it's 2-2. 36 minutes in the game. It's 2-2. Goal scorer Keita Balde gets a yellow card for arguing at the 40th minute. 4 minutes after scoring, gets the yellow score. 9 minutes after scoring, gets the yellow card.
And
4 minutes later, he turns around. He's standing there having a chat with the player, about a foot away. Decides to dive with both feet up. Studs up, 2-foot tackle. Doesn't even get the second yellow. Gets the straight red.
Keita Balde, you're a busy man for 44 minutes. Actually, for about 16 minutes.
Do you know what you got to do in a game to get a 6.3 and have a goal?
Yes, Keita shit.
Get kicked out of it.
Oh, Keita shit.
So this game went on, man, with Monaco, with Lyon pretty much still dominating possession, but Monaco having more chances in the second half.
If Nabil Fekir had a regular Nabil Fekir kind of performance and put some away,
yeah,
Monaco Lyon could have put it away and put Monaco in some serious trouble. But alas.
But in the 88th minute, Ronnie Lopez from the Bronx.
George Lopez is good.
Ronnie Lopez from the Bronx. A beautiful assist from Jovetic, man. I love Stevan Jovetic.
Stevan Jovetic is a fucking champ. I love how he plays. Super sub in this game. Comes on and makes the play. Wicked assist.
88th minute. Monaco 3-2 in a game where they only had 30% possession. Result of that, man, Monaco now sits third, 1 point back of Marseille with 50 points, and Lyon sit fourth with 48 points. Man of the match, man. Who would you give that to?
I'd give it to Tielemans. Only because the Tielemans Fabinho midfield managed to still keep them in it, even though Leon were having, like you said, more dominant time of it.
Yeah.
Like, these two have been good this season, and they kept them in it for that 3-2 to happen, even though they were down to 10. No?
Okay. No doubt.
Yuri Tillemans. And also because he played for Lyon last year.
Okay. No doubt.
He gets the, Judas Iscariot.
Also known as the Mauro Icardi Award.
And also.
They were both Italian, or at least they sound like it. Anyway.
Sure.
Moving on to Spain, man. Atleti, Valencia, second place, third place. Very big game here. Atleti walks away with the home victory 1-0. Talk about it.
Atletico kind of stumbles away with the 1-0.
Valencia was just toothless, though, man.
I know. Jeffrey Kondogbia is the only person really that came to play for Valencia. Dani Parejo, all the other guys were not present.
0 shots on target.
Yes.
Zero.
Yeah, they were. That's what I mean when I'm talking about the Atletico. Like, they had the 1-0 and they were getting booed for not attacking, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in a game where the other team has 0 shots on target in Spain, you're expected to have a 4-0 because it's just an offensive league. So
yeah,
I get it. Atletico have fixed their issues, it seems, and Diego Costa is seamlessly back in. Tony G and him up front, but Carrasco, Saul, Koke, and Correa in the midfield kind of showed the other team who the fuck they was. Like, they shut it down, yo.
Absolutely. Valencia, crazy Correa goal. It took to break them down, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Marcelinho is doing an excellent job. Even when they're getting fucked up, they play as a team. They defend well. Goalkeeper had some fucking saves. But if you look at it, like, when they have 0 shots on target, teams with like 4 shots usually have 1 on target. These guys had 9.
9 shots, nothing, yeah.
That's just a shit performance, and Valencia should start getting worried, because like, it's been how many months now? Like, this is the second month where they're kind of on the fall.
Yeah, 3 straight losses in the league. It just shows you how shit Real Madrid has been playing, that they're still in third place. This is the Atletico. Atletico has not lost to Valencia for 6 straight games and not even conceded a goal to them in the last 3.
I mean, in this one, they didn't even concede a shot on goal.
Much less an actual goal. It's true. Atleti just keeping it consistent, man, and steady.
Did you see Tony G when he had the ball and he kind of slowed it down instead of like running at him towards the end of the game, and the crowd booed the shit out of him?
Did they?
I don't see Antoine Griezmann playing another season at Atletico Madrid.
What about Simeone?
In the summer, he's gone.
What about Simeone? Chelsea come calling.
If they do, maybe, but I don't think that Chelsea and how that team is set up has. If that kind of approach would have worked, Conte would have worked for Chelsea. You know what I'm saying?
We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
Sorry to digress.
Yes, actually.
But Atletico now sits second behind Barcelona, and up on Valencia. They're back of Barcelona by 9, up on Valencia by 9. Valencia continue to tumble, although they are still in third place. They're a point up on Real Madrid, who have a game in hand still. Man of the match,
Correa
with the goal. I got Koke, man.
He also had 2 key passes, and Koke had a good game. Saul had a really good game.
He did. I thought about him as well.
But it was a really good goal that broke them down, and it was the only goal, so I gave it a lot more weight, and I just decided to go with him.
Absolutely. No doubt. Atleti, Valencia, big game. Over. We're going to move on to total capitulation. I love that word. Especially when it's in reference to Chelsea. Chelsea had the kind of week that you have when, you're in high school and you get bullied all the time. Because, I don't know,
then
man. It was
the
just
guys
bad.
in your class get tired of bullying you. So guys from 2 classes below start coming up and punching you in your face. Those guys are known as Bournemouth and Watford.
Exactly. Yes. So a 7-1 aggregate loss. 2 losses for Chelsea, man. Talk about it.
Yes. First, they went out, got fucked up by a black dude called Junior Stanislas.
Looking like out there, got Bournemouth looking like Bornalona.
You know what I'm saying? They got ran up all over the place at home.
At home, I was going to say that's at Stamford.
Jose Mourinho, in his first stint at Chelsea, went over 100 games without losing a single game at Stamford Bridge. Now they have a welcoming committee. I think they massage you. They just make sure you're well relaxed so you can give it to them nicely. It's almost like taking them out on a date so that you can perform at the end of.
They got hit up by
their own player.
Their own player,
Nathan Ake.
Yep.
And then an ex-Arsenal player. Nah. Anyways, Callum Wilson also hits him up. Terrible performance. It was just written down as, okay, maybe they just had one like that. Fuck it. They'll fix it against Watford, who were having a shit enough time that they fired their coach. You know, like it's an easy fix.
Who was like one of the most wanted coaches in the league earlier this year.
We'll get to that later, but Sam Allardyce is on the hot seat just because this guy is fired. Anyways, Watford goes ahead 1-0. But the big story of that game is
Bakayoko.
In Japan, the word baka means idiot.
Is that true, man?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I don't know what Yoko means.
Oh, man. But that was an apt way to describe Bakayoko coming off a terrible game at Bournemouth. He follows this up with 2 yellows.
And that's the highlight because he had 3 attempts at assisting on a Watford goal before he got his yellow. He tried to give away 3 goals. They could have been down 3-0. And then after trying to do those mistakes and it gets saved and it gets missed, whatever, then he gets 2 yellows in a row. How long did all this take?
30 minutes?
Yeah. Busy man.
Yeah, it was bad. And after that, it was bad. Go ahead.
After that, they looked like shit, but they did attack at the beginning of the second half, and then they got hit up.
Shout out, diving for glory, Deulofeu.
They have a tie coming up against Barcelona, and they couldn't handle Gerald Deulofeu. Okay.
Who couldn't handle being on Barcelona? Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's a little like head's gonna have to roll, youth.
So they get that penalty. This is late penalty too. It took a while for them to break them down, and then Hazard evens that up with a beautiful goal.
In the 82nd. First off, when Bakayoko gets the red card to adjust for the game, they pull out Willian, who was the only player that was actually vying for Bakayoko for idiot of the game. So they pulled him out, bring in Cesc Fabregas, which there is no football game where playing with 10 men, out of which Cesc Fabregas is one of them, is going to make you a firmer defensive team.
No.
So they hold up. By the 82nd minute, Hazard goes full Hazard on these guys, scores a gorgeous goal. And they were barely done celebrating when they got hit up again.
Mm-hmm. Got hit up by Janmaat.
Yes, Janmaat.
It was a nice goal, too.
Beautiful goal. And
hit up again 4 minutes later.
And then, yeah, in the next 5 minutes, they had hit him up for 2 more.
Yeah, 3 more total. Done. 91st minute, Pereira.
Okay.
4-1.
I meant
Smash.
2 more after the 2-1 goal.
It is. Did you notice Did you notice after the Hazard goal, Luis went to give him like dap? Dude, like pulled his arm away. I don't know. I couldn't see anything about that.
I don't know why David Luiz is there. Like his style of defense would work well in a Spanish team because your football skills are more important than your defensive skills. And here he's just He's just got a name for himself. They sold him once because he was erratic, and now they
must have like Penn and Teller doing their negotiations because they like ran PSG through the ringer. They like sold him, bought him back for less. We made some money. We won a title with him. Like, you didn't do shit with him. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna sell him again, probably.
Nah, they're not gonna get shit for him now.
Yeah.
I mean, they can sell him if they want, but it's gonna be like 8 mil
So
maybe.
Bakayoko with the red card. Luis Courtois had a terrible game in my opinion. Bakayoko all sub 6.0 scores, man. Courtois was just bad, man.
Gave an interview today saying his heart is in Madrid because his family lives there.
Like a month ago, he's like, being Eden or Stan. Woo, getting tough out there.
Dang.
So Chelsea fall to fourth, man. 50 points, one back of Liverpool, one up on Tottenham.
You know what they get for that?
What?
3 days off.
Need that, man. Need that. Bournemouth and Watford up to 9th and 11th, respectively, man. Bournemouth, this is wins over Arsenal and Chelsea over the last month. They're looking up the table a little bit. 7 points clear of relegation. Who is your man of the match?
Man of the match, Jan Matt.
Jan Matt.
I
I gotta give it to Train Spotting, De La Feu.
Yes. Actually, De La Feu did ball out at night. He was the guy that got the penalty and all that, totally deserving.
Yeah.
But Jan Matt, I just enjoyed his goal more.
Jan Matt, yeah, it was a nice goal. So the big question, real quick, before we move on, like, how much does this really is Conte really in trouble?
Let's put it this way. I've been checking Bleacher Report every 15 minutes today because I think he will get fired today.
Today. I would like to point
when he was
out,
like, I gave him 3 days off, I was like, shit, he might not be back. Maybe that's your packing time.
Yeah. Hurry up. I actually realized this, man. If he gets sacked, it will be the 3rd year in a row that the defending champion has sacked their manager.
And the 3rd defending champion Chelsea manager to get fired in a row.
Woo, way to go. Nice.
Ancelotti, Mourinho, now him.
Apparently the worst thing you can do for Chelsea is actually win the title.
I mean, Abramovich tells them, he's like, I don't give a fuck. I want a Champions League.
Yeah.
And the only person that could win him a Champions League was an interim coach.
Oh, you mean the guy he fired the next year, right?
Which you should never have given a contract to.
Anyway, oh man, there's a pattern here. Anyway, let's move on, man. We're gonna do the roundups. EPL, English League. We'll start it off, man. There's a lot of games to cover. We'll start it off Tuesday midweek. Fascinating results coming from Wales. The Swans defeating Arsenal 3-1.
Carvalho, Squan's new manager, has got them balling out. Arsenal didn't know what they were doing. They had sold Giroud, but he was still on their bench.
He sure did. Did he play? Matter of fact, he played.
He came in, yeah. He
played.
Came in play.
Fucking Arsene, dude. I swear.
I was sitting there trying to look at the stats and shit, and I can't even take it seriously. I'm like, what the fuck were these people doing? Like, the guy knew he's gone. He has a medical in like hours, and he's on the bench. Like, that should say everything about that game.
I wish I could have seen his face when he actually got called. Well, what? Go in.
Hey, Ma?
Yeah, so Swans 3-1 over Arsenal, man. That's how the week got started. West Ham with a 1-1 draw to Palace that day, and Liverpool ransacked Huddersfield 3-0.
Benteke was the scorer and the scapegoat in the Crystal Palace game because he had a fucking sitter that he should have fucking finished, and they dropped points there. When Liverpool decided to play Emre Can with a midfield of Henderson and Milner alongside him, it looked for a very slow fucking midfield, but at least it looked like they could defensively handle something. They went for the 3-0 and looked good doing it, but then they decided to get offensive in the next game and got a tie.
Got a draw. Wednesday, City put it to West Brom 3-0. Southampton with the draw with Brighton and Hove. Newcastle with the draw with Burnley. Everton with a nice win over Leicester 2-1, which they turn around and just give all the points back. And then Stoke Watford battled to a thrilling 0-0 draw.
Okay, we're not going to talk about the Stoke Watford at all. Watford, we've talked about you enough. You embarrassed Chelsea. Thank you. Newcastle should have won this game. Burnley only had 2 shots on target, but they tied the game with an own goal from Newcastle.
Damn. It's tough out there.
It's hard out there. And Everton, Theo Walcott gets off the mark with a brace on his debut. Jamie Vardy, though, consistent. He scores a penalty in this game. He scores again in the other game this week. Jamie Vardy been doing his thing.
Leicester sitting nice in 8th place, a point behind 7th place. Burnley.
They'll pass him.
Yeah, you think so?
Leicester has the better team.
I think you're right.
And Jamie Vardy scoring. Burnley does not score enough.
Assuming that guy Riyad Mahrez decides to continue playing, that would help Leicester a lot.
It would. If he does, then they'll definitely fucking pass them.
Definitely finish above Burnley. Which I want to segue that right into their second game of the week, which was against Manchester City, which they also drew 1-1. That's more like a victory, though.
Yes, for everybody except Raheem Sterling.
From the distance of a baby dick, he missed a fucking goal. Like, it was like old school Raheem, man.
That's a good
Radio
clearance.
Raheem.
Good clearance.
Oh, man.
Good defense, Raheem.
I mean,
you saved a good goal.
I mean, I can't believe there was so much written about it, but it was just like, oh, you can't blame him. Well, you can definitely blame him, number one. But you can't say, oh, he's had a shit season, because he hasn't. That's just one of those moments.
That's what it is. It's just a funny moment, and they drop points because of it.
Pretty fucking much. Very hard-fought victory, though.
Very hard-fought, no, tie.
Burnley
Very hard-fought tie.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
But the Danilo goal.
Yes.
Was a beast. And big up Goodmundson. I just want to say Goodmundson.
Goodmundson. I love that name, too.
Same son. Goodmundson.
Right? Yay. On the other side of Manchester, they put it 2-0 over Huddersfield to recover from their 2-0 against Tottenham. The surprise here in this game was Pogba being dropped for a kid.
McTominay! Who sounds like one of the chimney sweeps from, Mary Poppins. McTominay!
Who Mourinho went out of his way to praise after the game.
I mean, he did get fouled for a penalty that they never got, so...
Hey.
But, I don't know, like, even when you hear about youth players and stuff, like, he's not one of the guys that I was really expecting to be moved up so early. But Mourinho decided to make a point. He made his point. He knew he was going to win that game. It's Huddersfield, and you put in Lukaku, those are the kind of opponents that he likes. He had a nice goal of a Juan Mata assist. And Sanchez later scores a penalty, but it was a fucking boring game.
His first United goal.
More boring than watching Manchester United play.
Oh, man, really bad, dude.
That just describes it, actually.
Southampton with a 3-2 away to West Brom. West Brom continues to sink to the bottom of the table. Bournemouth continue their hot streak with a 2-1 over Stoke. Leicester continue their middle-of-the-road week. I don't know which one. That is a bad week. Fuck that. They drew Swans. And then one of the more interesting results, I think, also of the weekend is the 5-1 bashing of Everton via Arsenal.
The Leicester, I agree with you on their week, but it should be noted that if we're giving Tottenham credit for getting 4 out of 6 points in a week, then Swansea should be getting a lot of props for doing the same deal.
Oh, dude, Swans are coming off a victory over Liverpool, victory over Arsenal.
Paul Clement to Carvajal, whatever. He has got them playing really, really good, and that might actually be the difference in whether they stay up or not.
The Swans,
he's got Jordan Ayew looking like a fucking superstar.
Swans were definitely very far in last place, and now they are 4 points up on last place. Actually, out of the relegation zone via goal difference, they are 17th. Just 3 points back of 12th place.
Yes, and they're not out on goal difference; they're out on points. They have 1 more point than Stoke.
Oh, it's 24-24.
Oh, I thought they have 25 points.
Okay. At least not what this is showing. this what I'm looking at could be wrong.
Could be. Yeah.
But either way, shit teams don't deserve much of an argument.
Basically, like I couldn't give a fuck who's right on this one.
But Arsenal smashing Everton, man.
For the record, though, you are right.
Okay, cool. Mkhitaryan with 3 assists, I think, in this game.
Yes, a hat trick of assists. Ramzinho with a hat trick, and Aubameyang gets off the mark on his full debut. They just Everton's defense was giving a debut to one of your favorite all-time players in the whole wide world, who is Mangala.
Yeah, that's right. The Mangala show came to Everton.
He had almost a hat-trick of fuck-ups to go with the 2 other hat-tricks we just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Arsenal looked really, really good. I liked watching the offensive interplay, but you're playing against a team that once the 1-0 happened just decided not to play anymore, so I don't know what to get from it.
Yeah, I mean, within 20 minutes, it was 3-0. That was a wrap. Aaron Ramsey with the hat trick, man. Balled out. Yeah. Word up, man. Arsenal. Sunday finished it off with the aforementioned Chelsea massacre by Watford and Palace with another 1-1 draw with Newcastle.
Yes, Crystal Palace need to kind of get back on the winning track because they are dropping quite a few points. This is what bad teams do, but you can't start streaks because ties don't turn into victories; they turn into losses.
Mm-hmm. Palace sitting 14th, but only 3 points out of the relegation zone. Top 4, as it currently stands, is Manchester City, followed by Manchester United, Liverpool, and Chelsea. City have a 13-point win. 7 wins will take them to the title, which could happen on Derby Day. That would be awesome.
City already has as many points as Manchester United has all last season.
I like that.
I thought you would.
5th and 6th, Tottenham and Arsenal. Everyone else continues to fight for relegation, pretty much. If you're not named Leicester or Burnley, everybody
Chelsea's
else
trying to race down there and make it to that relegation battle.
Apparently, this is certainly what this is looking like. I thought it'd be interesting to also mention the Golden Boot race, which is Kane with 22 goals, Salah with 21, Aguero 17, KDB leading the league in assists with 11. Injured Leroy Sané second with 10. Word up, man. That's a lot of games, man. EPL currently discussing a winter break.
Fucking FA Cup, so they made them work overtime after that.
Oh, yeah.
Fuckers.
FA Cup coming up next week. Got replays this week. FA Cup at the next weekend. Not this coming weekend. Following weekend. Grind them in. Gonna move on to Spain, man. La Liga roundup. Got that round of games opened up with a 5-0 drubbing of Deportivo by Real Sociedad.
Oh yeah, it started off the weekend with 5-5s. I didn't even remember that. That was like 5-1 because I thought you were talking about the Eibar 5-1 over Sevilla.
Bashed Sevilla 5-1 on Saturday.
Yeah, Super Depor got shitted on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what to say. Sometimes you just get shitted on.
It happens.
In Spain, the problem is that head-to-head is what the tiebreakers are. So once you get ahead by a goal or two, the other team kind of just starts planning for the next game. They're like, that's 3 points lost.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't... Losing 1-0
is the same
as losing 5-0 unless it's like the team that's going to finish tied with you for points, you know?
Mm-hmm. Eibar, who are sitting 7th in the table. 5-1 drubbing of Sevilla, who continue to kind of fall down the table, sitting in 6th place.
Now they're just faltering. Their free fall has stopped, but the team seems flawed, and it seems like a way bigger project than just changing the manager. They've been hemorrhaging players for like 5-6 seasons. Every summer, Sevilla's getting rid of everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And the bill has to be paid at some point, dude. You can't just pocket money and lose quality every fucking season.
Well, 2 teams we have not talked very highly of today, Manchester United and Sevilla, will be playing in Champions League very soon. So one of them will be in the quarterfinals. Real Betis.
Hope Sevilla fix their shit real quick.
Yeah, that'd be nice, man. Real Betis stuck at the Villarreal 2-1.
Yeah, Villarreal is another team that's getting altitude sickness from being close to the top. They're going down, down, down.
Yeah, Alaves with the 2-1 over Celta Vigo. Levante, though, with probably the result of the weekend, in all honesty, pulled the 89th minute equalizer for a 2-2 draw with Real Madrid, who continued to just not do anything.
Isco seems like the only Real Madrid player that's there for every fucking game. Whenever they put him in, he's the biggest, like, oh, Isco is hustling. Like, but other than that, they seem like this team needs to be blown up, man. You've done what you can with them, and like it's time to go
Sign
with the new
Hazard, sign Courtois, go spend $400 million this summer, sign Neymar.
Yeah,
you know that's what
that's what they want to do.
That's what we're looking at soon, because they haven't signed anybody since Rodriguez, really. Not on that level. The Galactic
gave him away.
And gave him away, absolutely. Best player in Bundesliga.
Yeah, they fucking pocketed 70 mil for more Tuata and just decided to high five and move on.
High five. Oh, shit. So, after that wonderful draw, man, the other big homie, Barcelona, in the Catalan-Barcelona derby. But if you ask PK, he would not say it's a Barcelona derby. 1-1 draw.
Yeah, it's a derby of Catalonia. Makes sense because they're both in the same state, but they're not technically. Well, if there's a Manchester derby, then this is a Barcelona derby.
Exactly.
Derby. You have me fucking saying derby now, motherfucker.
Derby. Terrence Trent Derby.
But Espanyol, he was talking so much shit about him that they filed a complaint, which is the bitch-ass shit you can do. Like, what are you complaining about? He said bad stuff about us. He said we live in the suburbs. But you do.
But you do. You're not really in Barcelona.
And why are you listening to what your opponent says? Like, unless he makes some racist statements or something, just move on with your day. You got a point against Barca in biblical-like flooding going on. Did you see the fucking field? It was a swimming pool. You got a point, take it. And PK gonna talk that shit if you're from Barcelona, call yourself Espanyol, and have the king's crown on your badge. He gonna talk shit about you.
And he's gonna score.
And he gonna shush you after he scores.
And then he's also gonna get injured.
And then they're gonna get in a fight somewhere in Umtiti because he's gonna be racially abused by a player from the Espanyol team who, in defending himself, says, I'm not racist, my wife is a gypsy. Please shut up. Please, just be quiet.
It gets real on Diving for Glory, man.
I'm like,
real ignorant.
Seriously?
Real ignorant. Oh, man. All right, man. Moving on. Getafe with the 0-0 draw to the Legends. Leganes.
Legendes.
Mini City Girona with a 2-0 over Bilbao. Stuani with a brace.
Yeah, man. Girona. Pear the man.
Yeah. Change my diet. I've been eating pears.
I've been eating number pears and loans.
Monday opened up with, Battle of the Bottom. Las Palmas with a 1-0 over already relegated Malaga.
Might as well be. Even when they're not relegated, Malaga is like famous for like paying late. There was this one year where they bought a bunch of players because an Arab millionaire, not even billionaire, bought the team. And then before January, he lost interest, so they weren't paying the players that they bought.
Wow, that's Pellegrini. That's Manuel Pellegrini's former team, yeah?
Yeah, he was signed when they thought they had money also.
Mm.
And, they have a loan system that they've been applying for a long fucking time that I don't think they can afford, they're going to go down soon.
Yeah, go down. Top four, though, sits as Barcelona, Atleti, Valencia, and Real. Barcelona with a 9-point lead. You feel like it should be larger, but Atleti, like I said, just keeps on ticking.
Yeah, Leti is having a very good stretch after that comical stretch they had.
Open up
I actually kind of hope they stick around because that will
it'll make Barcelona focus
sharper later in the season too.
Yep, exactly. Sevilla is under assault for that 6th place spot as well by 6 teams, which are all within about 3 or 4 points. Pichichi. Messi, 20 goals. Suarez, 16. Aspas, Celta Vigo with 15. And Messi leading the league with 10 assists. 20 goals, 10 assists.
Yep.
A bunch of games left.
Iago Aspas, though, you gotta give him like... And 4th place is also a Celta Vigo player, his teammate that he assists to. But Iago Aspas is balling out. It's not his fault that Celta Vigo knows nothing about defense and they lose games 3-2 and games that, you know.
Yep. Word up. La Liga. Let's round up there. And
La Liga, where Aspas scores.
Aspas. We're going to move on to Liga 1. Little quick roundup here, man. Marseille got it cracking on Friday with a 6-0.
Oh, shit, he didn't call him Marseille.
I know, man.
I'm
Marseille,
disappointed.
Mama,
There you go.
Yay. 6-0. Crush Mets.
Yeah, the guy that had a cup of coffee at Newcastle and was treated like shit. Thauvin had a hat-trick. West Ham ex Dimitri Payet, your boy.
Cha.
He had 2 assists. He assisted on the 5th and 6th goal.
The 5th and 6th. Nice. Little
Go
Ronaldo
ahead,
action.
Stat your shit.
Little Ronaldo action. PSG stuck at the Lille 3-0. Oh, you like that rhyme, didn't you? Lille 3-0. Yeah. Montpellier beat Angers.
Montpellier.
Man, hell no. Montpellier. Montpellier.
Sure. I stand corrected. I just checked it. You're right.
Beat Angers 2-1, man.
What I don't understand is, why don't you just call them Angers? Like, that's the one that you should be.
Angers. Strasbourg with a 2-0 defeat to Bordeaux. Boy Malcolm keeping them up there. I'm not even sure if he scored those goals, but Bordeaux has been looking nice.
He
top half of the table.
He talked that shit about how he didn't want to be there after the game.
Too late for that, bruh. Saint Etienne with a 2-0 over SC Amiens. And Nice went to Toulouse. Actually, they were at home, but they lost to Toulouse 1-0. No goal from Balotelli, damn it.
Who is having his best goal-scoring season of his career, by the way.
Is it really of his
career? He's never had a big career. Like, he's never had a big season of scoring. He's always been potential. So I think he has like 19 goals or something in all competitions, and that's like the highest he's had. So.
Nice. Shout out.
Liga Balotelli.
Sundays, Rennes getting beat by... Go ahead, you say it, man.
Ginkamp.
1-0. And Khan gave it to Nantes 3-2.
Yes, and it was all shit.
Ligue 1, top 4, PSG, Marseille, Monaco, Lyon.
Big up Marseille sneaking into that 2nd place.
Yep.
Never saw it coming.
Point up on Monaco and 11 back to PSG. Pretty much done, though. Leading scorer is Cavani with 21 and Neymar with 11 assists, leading the league.
You said like Cavani also led the league in missed sitters, right?
Yes. Hey man, you got to get those chances. I read an article.
The Lenny Wilkins of PSG.
Maybe
most wins and most losses.
And most losses, right? I did read though a very interesting article about how the ability to just get in position for shots is actually more important than your actual finishing rate, which was a fascinating article.
That's part of the analytics. A lot of them say that. But that's working with the assumption that if you get in the position, like, that does not account for Adebayor. You know, and players like that. Like, there have been players that always get in deep position. You have to mix stats with eye test. In Cavani's case,
yes, eye test,
yes,
sure.
I agree. But there are a lot of players that get in position and fuck up.
Agreed. No, I absolutely agreed. And I think we said that last week or the week before. Like, stats just tell part of the picture. Use your brain, use your eyes. Use that tool between your ears. Word up. We're going to move on. Champions League. We're going to preview just the Tuesday game because we'll have another episode out before the Wednesday game. Tuesday's games will be FC Basel hosting Manchester City and Juventus hosting Tottenham.
FC Basel ex-players mentioned too. Mo Salah and Mo El Neni.
Yeah.
The Egyptians both played there. They have a long history in the Champions League doing things, but I don't think this is going to be one of the times. I think they're about to get rocked.
Yeah, they get rocked. That'd be good.
It's been real. Go home now.
City dealing with some injuries, but should not have a problem dispatching of Basel. But Basel still can be a tough out. But
it's not going to be the easiest, but over the course of two legs, I think they'll beat them by a gap of at least 3 goals.
So, a very interesting match, man. This is Juventus Tottenham. What do you think?
Now we're talking.
Yeah, that's pretty fascinating, especially with Juventus not really looking like the team that they have been, but still.
But this weekend they had
they stuck it. They fucking crushed it.
Yeah, they crushed it.
7 goals.
Yeah, but I'm not sure about Juve. But the only thing is, like with Tottenham, which Tottenham team is gonna show up? And is Sanchez going to play the way he is? Because Vertonghen in the Manchester game was spectacular. And even in the Liverpool game, he did his thing. So if Wanyama comes in, plays nice, if Dele Alli either plays good or gets benched, I'm taking Tottenham.
That'll be interesting. Yeah, I think Tottenham gets up for this game, man. They've been looking like that team this year that's really... Like, they've just been playing down to a lot of their competition.
But if they both get up to the standard that they can play to, Juventus win.
Yeah, no doubt. This could be a very interesting matchup. Yeah.
They're more talented.
Juicy game that I wouldn't normally watch other teams that aren't my own, but I'm going to watch this game. Absolutely.
Hold on. You watch a shitload of games that aren't your own team.
I said normally. I said normally. I wouldn't watch. I mean, like, time is an issue.
Yes, true.
Watch the City game, but there's some good matchups in this round, man. The Barcelona-Chelsea, the Real Madrid-PSG.
This is one of the best second round draws that we've had in a while, man.
Should be fun. That's it, man. Champs League preview. Look for it on Tuesday, when you will also look for episode 26 of Diving for Glory. We're going to move on. Time for the prestigious and egregious D4G Awards. That dude of the week goes to
Mo
Salad.
Yeah, more salad?
Give me Mo Salad. Mo Salah.
Mo Salah got to get dude of the week. He scored a penalty in their 3-0 earlier in the season, in the week, but really we're giving him this award based on his complete destruction of Tottenham's defense, not once but twice.
Yeah,
really.
3rd minute and the 91st minute, like,
if
shows
Liverpool
you he was just
didn't
at it all game.
Fuck it up at the end, like he did enough to where Liverpool should have had 6 points from 2 games over this week.
Absolutely, Mo Salah. I think that's only 2nd time we've given it to him. Definitely deserve it.
Got goal of the week and shit. All y'all motherfuckers that say we don't give Liverpool love. Hey.
Yeah. But we had a minor debate over goal of the week this week. There was definitely some very cool goals. The Wanyama goal was sick. The Salah goal was sick. But we wanted to give a shout out to some players, some teams that don't normally get the spotlight, and that would be
Izquierdo.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it like that because I sound confident.
Izquierdo. Yeah. From Brighton Hove.
Yes, he plays for Jigga. We just call him that.
Yeah, with a beautiful off a set piece, he gathers the ball at the very top corner of the box and puts it in the very top corner of the other side of the goal. The shit was gorgeous.
Yes, I still think he might be crossing it, but it was beautiful.
Man, he took a good look. He took a look down. He's like, all right, I'm gonna put it right there. It's debatable, but it was beautiful either way. Check that out if you have not seen that goal, man. Izquierdo. You think?
Just check for Brighton as well.
Just Brighton, yeah. Twat happen moment, man. Is this the first time we've had a tie for it?
They got candidates. Candidates.
Well, we had to mention them both, man. Fuck
Yes,
that.
we
Both already
do.
mentioned on this episode.
Idiot Yoko.
Soon to be known as Sakayoko. Once Conte bites the dust.
Yes, and Keita Balde in Monaco.
Hell yeah.
Showing that even if you get rid of Bakayoko, they still have another idiot that'll do Bakayoko things at Monaco.
Give me 15 minutes, I'll give you a goal and 2 yellow cards.
At least he did the goal part. Bakayoko said, give me 30 minutes and I'll give you 3 assists for the other team, maybe, and 2 yellow cards.
Ooh, tough out there. The second yellow card was harsh.
Bakayoko needs to be sent on loan to like fucking Derby County or something.
He would excel, man. He'd probably excel down there. Word up, man. Twat happened moment, man. Prestigious, egregious award, man. Congratulations to all our winners. Let's talk about next week, man. Upcoming games. Some interesting ones. Fiorentina Juventus on Friday.
Juventus, actually, now that I just found out they're playing on Friday, I'm taking Juventus in the Champions League.
Boom. Interesting. No doubt.
They get an extra day. That's going to be big. They got a bunch of older cats.
Also, the other big matchup in Italy is going to be Napoli hosting Lazio.
Yes, I think Napoli should win it, but Lazio have a very good defense, and they got Ciro Immobile scoring.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're trying to be champ, you got to win this.
Got to win that. Real Madrid hosting Real Sociedad, who are off that 5-0 drubbing of Deportivo. Looks ripe for a point or two.
Yeah, Real Madrid going into Basque region for a game. Always interesting.
Always fun. Barca hosting Getafe. Hopefully...
Getafe out of here.
Getafe, yeah. Toulouse hosting PSG. Bayern,
Who they
lost to, right?
lost? Didn't Toulouse
Tie
them or something?
2-2, I think it was.
Yeah.
We covered that game here.
Yeah.
A 2-2 for Toulouse. Yay. Bayern hosting Schalke in the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
I know. I had mentioned some.
No, I mean, that's like first against one of the contenders for second, but the way Bayern has been playing...
Yeah, and Schalke's fallen off.
They're just using these games to practice for the Champions League.
They're like 18 points up. Like, the league is totally over. There's like 14 games left in the league.
And it's hard to have such a big league and lead in such a small league. They only have 18 teams.
18 teams, yeah.
It's usually supposed to be closer.
Mm-hmm.
But no.
So, last 2 games to mention are Manchester City hosting Leicester City. Always fun.
Always fun. Battle of styles, too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Team that usually likes to pass it around against a team that tries to stay compact and leave you no space and get stuck in.
City looking to bounce back. Need that win. And then the big match of the weekend, the North London Derby. Tottenham hosting Arsenal.
Who you got?
It's at Tottenham. It's at Wembley.
3-2 Arsenal.
I was going to say I got Arsenal.
Yeah, Tottenham have a Champions League game. They're not a team that always plays in the Champions League. They might
Ooh, it's a derby
choke
game,
it up
man.
a little bit.
It's true.
And Arsenal
Feeling themselves.
is trying to show themselves right now. They're trying.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how it goes. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was a 3-0 Tottenham either. But I'm going to go with 3-2 Arsenal because that would be the most entertaining result also.
Man, we'll have to look back at this here in a week or so. If Tottenham come out of this with points and a result against Juventus, they will have had an outstanding
Fortnite?
Yes, absolutely, man. Absolutely. But yeah, man, Champions League next week. Don't forget the FA Cup replays, man. And that match is in the books. Diving for Glory quarter century episode. Let's get it. As always, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate anyone who takes the time to check us out, man. Don't forget Diving for Glory posts every Tuesday on iTunes and divingforglory.com. Now you can also find us on YouTube. Hit subscribe, son. Follow us on Twitter at Diving for Glory and Facebook as well. Follow it, hashtag it, like it, get at us. Till next week, for Ciola, Solomon,
We out.
Match.
Diving.
He's not a man. There's nothing more to say.
Diving.